Hey, what's going on, Leos? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the Wild Reflections Tarot. And with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Leos? What can we see for Leos? I decided to light candles for my reading tonight. I always have candles over there, but I decided to put candles back here. With this reading, I don't know. Maybe I made the wrong choice because it's hot. Anyway, let's get into it. The first thing I see, Leos, I feel like, I definitely feel like there's some new energy here. There's a newness to it, but I feel like I'm feeling the energy shift, but for some of you, this may be someone you're already friends with or someone you are going to be friends with, but I feel like that's kind of where it starts, even though the connection between the two of you is well beyond that. The chemistry between the two of you, it's not saying friendship to me, or it's not saying just friendship to me. And I don't think it's going to be saying it to you either. Like I said, starting off, we got that friendship, like I said, for some, maybe someone you're already friends with. For others, it's a new friend coming in. But I feel like there's definitely some undertone. There's definitely some flirtatious energy. That chemistry is kind of hard to fight. Producing the gun show over here. But it's evident, is what it is. The chemistry between you two is not, it's undeniable. It's you're gonna be unable to ignore it, and I don't feel like you're gonna ignore it or want to ignore it. Better yet, I feel like with this person, first and foremost, very open communication. And I feel like very direct communication at that. They're not going to be afraid to tell you what they want. And I feel like they're not going to be afraid to tell you what they think either. Very open communication here. Not holding back whatsoever. We also have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So I feel like with this person is very direct. There's like this fearlessness with this person with that Nine of Swords in reverse. And this fearlessness that you feel with this person. And what I mean by that, how it's coming across to me, when you first meet someone, and even though you may be incredibly drawn to them, there's a part of you that's kind of holds back. Maybe not wanting to move too quickly. Taking your time with it. But with this, it's like that voice in the back of your head being like, take your time, go slow. With this, there's no voice. There's a fearlessness. Like, you don't have to be afraid. Like, you're not afraid. I mean, I feel like not only are you not afraid, that lack of fear, it's inspiring. Just being drawn to each other in a way that we're not going to ignore it. We don't want to ignore it. Even if we could ignore it, we don't want to. I feel like with this person, has their shit together. And I feel like they didn't need anything. They didn't feel like they needed anything. They didn't feel like they had everything they needed. Then you came along. And it's not that they need you, it's that they want you. And it's a big difference. People that need us, it's kind of like, do they have a hidden agenda? Is there something else? Are they doing the things they do to get what they want from us? Not to throw anybody under the bus or to sound rude, but it's like people that, like gold diggers, men and women alike, they need financial support. So they give you what you want in order to get what they want. That's someone that needs you. Because without you, they wouldn't have it. Now, what I see with this person is someone that they don't need anything. I feel like they're self-sufficient. I feel like they got their shit together. But they want you. And I feel like that's clear to them. I mean, this person's fantasizing about you, thinking about the future with you. I mean, they're already planning into the future. They know exactly what they want. Even though I feel like before they met you, they didn't really know what they wanted. And this is exactly what they've been waiting for, even if they didn't know they were waiting for it. I mean, this person's all in. They might not have told you yet, but they're all in. I mean, they're in it till the wheels fall off. Like I said, there's that fearlessness, that inspiration. I mean, they're not stupid. This person is not stupid. They're not going to make any mistakes here. They're not going to want to make any mistakes. They're not going to have any regrets with that Five of Swords. King of Wands, they want to grab you, hold on, and not let go. You know what I mean? They're just drawn to you. With that Empress, you just have this allure about you that drew them in. And like I said, they may not have known what they wanted. I don't feel like they did know what they wanted. I feel like they thought they had everything they needed until they met you. And it's not a need as in they need something from you. They just need you. Very different. Like I said with my example of the gold digger wants financial support. They need financial support. Someone needing something from you and needing you, very different. Sounds very similar. But anyway, like I said, I mean, they were waiting for you and they didn't even know it. Meeting you has caused them to see things in a completely different perspective with that Hangman. And I feel like together, I mean, there's not much you can't do. We always feel like we're the strong, we got our shit together, we got what we want, we got what we need. We don't need anything until we meet that person where just them being around us makes us want, and makes us better. Those right people come into our life, and that's not just romantic. I mean, you got to think about people like friendships. You meet someone and they're just a pleasure to be around. They just make you feel better. Shit hits the fan, they're there with you. It's that fighter love. And that's exactly what I feel like with this connection is that I know I coined the phrase a lot with iceberg love with the lover's card, but this is more like that firefighter love. When shit hits the fan, when shit's on fire, they're not running out, they're running in. This is someone that's going to show up for you. They're going to put in the work because they want it. They want you. And like I said, I mean, it's very intense. I mean, we're all adults here. I mean, I feel like this is physically charged, but emotionally maintained. If you think about love as a vehicle, you need gas and oil to make it run. You got gas, you got that flame, and that oil. The oil as a nurturer, lubing it up, keeping it going. Sometimes my examples sound better in my head. That did. I was just thinking because oil lubes and it keeps it running smoothly. Love makes it running smoothly. And the gas fires it up. I'm going to let it go. I mean, I feel like if it sounded better in my head, it still sounds better in my head, but sometimes you have to be in my head to understand me. I mean, we have the King and Queen of Cups. That emotionally mature energy. Like I said, there's a lot of fire here. It's very spicy, but it is. I mean, it's coated and chocolate loving. I was thinking about those marshmallow cookies with chocolate on them. I don't know why. I mean, it's nurturing. It's deeply emotional. It's overly physical. It's intense. It's very intense. I mean, I'm sweating. This shit's making me sweat. But like I said, it's coated in love. This isn't just a physical thing. This is something much, much, much more than that. And I mean, we end this with a very clear message. The Ten of Cups, that family card. I feel like this bond that you have with this person is a forever bond. Like I said, I mean, we have that lover's card, that deep connection. It's... Anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. With this person, a lot of fire, like I said, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Cancer, Pisces. We have Gemini. Some Aquarius as well. There's some Capricorn too. I've always said this from my own personal experience. When you're young, being intimate with someone is fun. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a very promiscuous teen. I was very selective on who I was physical with. My friend and a friend of mine, he always called me the unicorn because I wasn't like most guys, and I feel like maybe that's why I connect with everyone so well, is because I kind of think from a standpoint of outside the box. You know, because I do remember going to school, and I remember every teenage guy that was around me, they all seemed like that's all they thought about. You know? And it amused me. It amused me because I was thinking, like, you know, the guys would fight with each other over girls. I mean, they'd, you know, try to show up other guys, even their own friends, over girls. I never got that mentality. But like I said, I wasn't a very promiscuous teen. But, you know, I met a few girls that I, you know, got to know and really liked. But it was a whole, I don't know why I went so far into that story. My point is that I understand before I met Rose, I was physical with other women. Not a lot, but enough to know it felt good. You know, being physical, being intimate, you know, let's just be adults. Sex can be fun. My point is, when you meet that right one, there's no comparison. It's just different. And it's not just about the sex, it's about the touching, it's about the, you know, when you're young and, you know, in your mind, when you're getting intimate, you're just thinking, okay, the quickest way to get from point A to point B, you know what I mean? But then you get older and you start experiencing it and you start enjoying it, and it's about the kissing, it's about the touching, it's about so much more. And when you find someone that you truly connect with, it's just a euphoric situation. You know, you just feel connected. You know, and that's what I feel like in this read. I just feel like you're connected to them. You know, you become part of each other for moments at a time, or sometimes even quite a few moments put together. But it is that right person, just kissing that right person, touching that right person, you know, just running your hand down their skin. There's something different about it. And it's what it is you need the emotional, as, you know, you need that emotional, that mental, and that physical connection all coming together at one time. You know, it's a completely different experience. You know, and the more you care about the person, I feel like the deeper that experience becomes. So I'm not saying, you know, I mean, I feel like we're all adults, like I said, and I feel like we all had experiences. Most people had experiences before the person that they're meant to meet. You know, and maybe multiple experiences. So you may be familiar what it feels like just to do it versus sharing intimacy with someone you care about versus someone that you're in love with. The small, medium, and large. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my head is just from a different world because some of the thoughts I have, I don't know if anybody gets it. Most times I see people in the comments, they get it. So it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I'm really connecting, but there's sometimes I'm just thinking, like, how far out the box are you? People are going to think you're crazy. I have this little issue where if I think it, I say it. Anyway, that's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.